Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, whale fam around the world. I am here with artist LesCogumelos. She's
Yeah.
23 and she's from Brazil. She has an incredible body of work, and I'm really excited to get to know her today. So, welcome, and how are you?
Thank you. I'm fine. I'm very happy to be here. Whale community is so nice since I start here, and yeah, thank you for inviting me.
Of course, thank you for being here. So, can you tell us a little bit about your journey into um, the world of crypto art?
Yeah, my brother actually that talked me about a stream art that was going to happen here in Whale community. It was with HeatherHz.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was the first time that I met like the community and also about crypto art, and it was awesome start, I might say, because his work is so beautiful, and I was so marvelous about what he was doing. And then I start to dig more about it, like the platforms, and the community here was very supportive because every time that I had a question, I came here to ask him, and everyone always helping me a lot, and it was awesome, awesome start.
Yeah. Javier Ares is really amazing. That's a really great mentor to have, um, and that your brother introduced you to it. Um, so, who are your biggest creative influences? Um, like, what's your inspiration?
Well, I don't have like a name like an artist that I that inspires me. I'm very inspired by many things, like observing nature, documentaries that so also give me a lot of insights, and books, music. But yeah, I don't have one uh, like one person that inspires me, because it's always changing. Like sometimes I look something that I like, and in that moment it inspires me, and but then I forget about it and I move on. And yeah, but recently documentaries is my source of inspiration for these last works.
The you said nature documentaries where
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, absolutely.
and so these were your Genesis pieces on known origin, right?
Yes.
And those were just released. Those were just dropped on the 20th, right? Or it was very recent, right? Like in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I was accepted like a month ago, but took some time to be on board on the platform. But I did this work like uh, 2 months ago, I guess, that I finished, and I'm finally releasing it. And yeah, it was interesting because the first one, the feed, uh, I was inspired by this documentary that I saw called Fantastic Fungi. And, but also because I was digging on blockchain, and it makes so much sense, like those decentralized networks with the network that is like happening in nature that we can see, like the mycelium that the fungi are making, like this whole new world that is happening under our feet. And yeah, I don't know, like to be on internet and be able to connect with so many people, so many different uh, countries and backgrounds, and it makes sense to me like to bring this and to make it alive.
Yeah, that's so cool. Can you tell me a little bit more about the documentary about fungi? Because I agree with you. It makes a lot of sense. How you have these like networks of excuse me, of like the roots from trees, that they're all interconnected, and how there's a parallel to that with blockchain technology. Um, yeah, I'm curious, like, in your, because I have my own interpretation of what this woman might be here, but I want to know what you were trying to say with this piece specifically.
Oh, this one. Well, it's well, like I was saying, like this connection with people through internet can be so strong. Like even it's so like distant, and I don't know. Like I have been this moment on lockdown. Like I have been lonely for a period of time, and but still I have this connection with people online, and I don't know, this feels good, like and I think it's like it's a difficult moment that we are living, and it's a way that can make this easy. You know.
Yeah, it's definitely. I feel the same way. I've made so many friends through the whale community and other creative communities during this really messed up time with coronavirus. I'm really grateful for these networks that we've created, and I think your visualization of that is really beautiful.
Can you share with me like how you view the other part work? Like what was your vision?
What was my vision in looking at yours, or
Yeah.
my idea?
Yeah.
Well, let me go back to what I was looking at before. In this piece with the mushroom, I don't know. Like, I was unsure. I was thinking like, oh, maybe that's Mother Nature or something, or like a goddess, maybe, of something, like a, you know what I mean, like a it looks like a feminine face to me.
Yeah, it is. No, I love it. I didn't thought about it, but yeah, it makes sense. I love it.
And also that, like, I know, well, no, it's not. Fungus is like one of the largest phylum of living things. So like,
Yeah.
like next to, single cell organisms. And it's just so crazy how like mushrooms have all these healing properties, but they can also be poisonous, or they can have psychedelic effects. But they and also from psychedelic experiences that people have had with mushrooms, they're known to create this sense of spiritual connection. So like, I'm also seeing that in this piece too.
Nice. Yeah, there's so many things that we don't know about this kingdom. Like it's a whole new kingdom, and we don't know like very nothing about it. And just think about being poisoned or not. Like it happens with plants too, but we have so many research that now we know like what uh, those that are poison and those that we can eat. But with mushrooms, we don't have enough search to identify and to say and to know what is that we can eat.
Yeah, it's insane to think about you know, how I guess humans haven't really been on the planet Earth very long compared to mushrooms and other organisms. So it's like makes sense that we still really don't understand or know everything about our planet. And yeah, even in this piece too, I think it's if you don't zoom in, you can't really see the expression on people's faces here, but everybody looks content here. Yeah. And
it's
I think
my optimistic view about internet, because sometimes it's not so good, but it's like the good part of it.
Yeah, that human connection, and I think it's, you know, especially in this community, that we can connect over art and music and sports and games. So yeah, this is like such a beautiful representation of that, I think.
Thank you.
And so what was it like for you having this be your first Genesis piece on Known Origin? Like, what was that process like when you were selected?
Like to choose what would be my first one?
Actually, yeah, now I have two questions. So I was asking, you know, for some artists who might want to be selected on Known Origin or another platform that requires, you know, like an application. What was that process like? And then also, how did you decide what pieces to use for your first NFT, your origin? I'm sorry, your Genesis pieces on Known Origin.
Yeah, I can spend like 2 months to make 2 series before apply for some platforms, and No Orange like reply me like 3 days after, I guess, that I sent. It was very quickly, and yeah, I had these 2 series made of 3 artworks each, and to decide, like I would like to, my Genesis piece on No Orange would be like the Rebirth. I guess it's in my website, Rebirth. There is the bird with down, I think. Paintings, because I didn't mean to yet.
Okay.
Yeah, the bird with the mushrooms.
The bird with the
This one.
Yeah, this one's awesome.
I was making this like in September, and I was almost finishing, and I saw this contest with No Orange in Kaleido Science. It is magazine, and the theme was biodiversity, and I thought, well, this is perfect. And I sent it, and like I guess 2 months later, I was one of the winners. But just like 2 days ago, that they asked me to mint, so it has been a long process, and I would like this one would be my Genesis piece, but couldn't make it. So, but I'm going to tokenize it very soon.
This one is really, it's awesome, even though it's disturbing. That this is like a real thing that happens, right? There's like a type of mushroom that if the bird eats it kills them and it grows outside of them.
Yeah, there's something like that. Of course, not so many mushrooms like that, but the mushrooms, they decompose like organic matter, so it happens with many animals and plants, but yeah, it depends on the environment and a lot of things.
Yeah, I remember seeing something like this on the Planet Earth documentary,
Yeah, I love it.
and it's so beautiful. But I remember this part with the fungus that takes over organism's body and grows out of it. I was like,
So scary.
wow, that's a new nightmare to have. Great.
Yeah,
I didn't think I could be more frightened. But this is so beautiful, even though like I could just look at this forever, even though I
yeah.
know what's happening. um, Actually, I'm curious, how did you create this? What was your medium here?
I painting on Photoshop. It's a tool that the only tool I use actually because I have been using Photoshop since I'm 10 years old, and
Wow.
yeah, and yeah, I don't know. I bought recently like a tablet to paint. This one was like my third digital painting, I guess. Like it was very early, and yeah, I spent many hours. I barely eat when I was doing it, but it worth it.
Yeah, I would say so. It's a really beautiful result. I actually thought that these mushrooms were maybe from a photograph that you maybe retouched it a little bit, but now I see like this is
Yeah,
hand done.
I was using a reference, of course, but I painted every single detail.
Wow.
I'm making a series about it. Actually, I have it the second on Twitter. Let me see if I can.
If
I
you can
can.
share the link.
Yeah,
Cool.
and I'm now doing the third one.
Uh, and this one that we have up is this looks like it's really acrylic paint. Is this like a scanned painting or?
Yeah, it's the brush that I use is it's so cool. This brush with texture, I love it.
Oh, so this is not real. This is done in Photoshop also?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my God. Wow. Yeah, digital art is um it's I mean, I'm 36 years old and it's taken me a long time to get into digital painting because the textures just never feel right, and it's pretty amazing what they can do now. And
Yeah,
you
many
know,
possibilities, Lo.
mhm. And I think, looking at your art too, and I was reading that you like to think about like what our responsibility is as humans on this planet, and how we need to respect nature. It's, as an artist, if you're as a traditional artist especially, like a lot of the tools that we use are really bad for the planet.
Yeah,
Yeah. um
I
I
wasn't
mean,
aware of it, like about paintings. It was just when people start talking about the impact of NFT that they compared to traditional painting, and I didn't know like how how harm it was. But yeah, it's crazy. Uh, I don't know. Sometimes feels that everything that we do, there's a consequence to the environment.
yeah, it doesn't even it's like you can try your best, but no matter what, you existing is having an effect on your environment. If it's not people, it's the planet.
Yeah.
Wow, this is incredible.
Yeah, I like this one. It's not very accurate, like the mushrooms is supposed to be green, like the bioluminescence mushrooms must be green. I don't think if there is a blue one, but it's my
Artistic license.
yeah, exactly.
No, this is really amazing. I mean, this looks iridescent here, like in the wings a little bit, and yeah, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
this one I made it was using a reference of the victim of my cat that I found in my garden, and I take a picture and yeah, and then I paint like using as references.
Wow, so this is a real life reference.
Yeah, kind of.
Oh. So how many are you gonna do for this series?
It will be 3. I'm
3.
in the third one.
And where you're going to be minting them, right?
Oh, no orange.
No origin. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, keep your eyes peeled for that. Because I don't know, my heart is set on this one. So yeah, I might have to get that. Yeah, here we go, the other one. Yeah, that's awesome. So where did you actually begin learning your technical skills? Did you go to art school or?
Oh no. I don't know. I just always like to create and experiment, but for the past 5 years, I have been studying cinema and audiovisual, like to be a filmmaker.
Wow.
And yeah, I think in this last series, like the interconnections, I think that I was able to use a bit of what I learned with narrative, I guess, because it kind of tells a history, like, and but yeah, I never went like for um, school to paint or whatever.
Wow. Yeah, and you have I can see like you have different styles too. I mean, most artists do. We don't all do the same thing over and over, but it's cool to see how your style evolves over time. I want to click the same one.
Yeah, this one is watercolor, and I made it before jump to crypto. Yeah, it's watercolor that I can, and yeah, I don't know. I always like to test different medias, and I fell in love by watercolor a few years ago, but I never. It's different, like, because we have to be patient to put top layer, and but I love it. It's very nice to this experience with water, like to paint with water. And yeah, I was thinking about this thing about having a style, and part of the reason that I am an artist is because I like to create, and I like to create different things and to experiment with different things. And yeah, I don't know, I maybe someday I will have a style, but it's not going to be now, I guess.
No, I think this is something that I love to talk about. This idea that an artist has to have a style that is consistent for the entirety of their creative career. And I think, on a cellular level, our cells are changing every 7 years. They've completely regenerated. So how can you even be the same person after all of that change?
Yeah,
and the life experience that you have, and just through the spirit of wanting to play with things and experiment with new mediums, and even just the joy of feeling the texture of paint. I think it's really difficult to only do one style.
Yeah, and I was thinking, like, those days, like, to a big artist that have already like a following and is established, it must be very hard to them to change their style, because of the fear of being, like, if you have a following and then we change it, like how they want going to react to
Right.
change it. And yeah, it's more easy being like unknown to change like a lot.
Yeah. I mean, it's a what's the word? It's a conundrum for creative people because yes, if you get to be known for one way of doing things, or the first thing that people see that you put into the world, that's what they assume you're going to do forever.
Yeah.
And if that gets you recognized, then yeah, it can become really depressing if you worry too much about what your audience wants, I think.
Yeah, in the end, we must to do what we like. It's kind of hard, but need to be that way.
This piece. I was just getting a little hypnotized by it. Do you want to tell us about the concepts behind this and how you created it?
Yeah. This one I was like on those days that we are down, and I thought about like the non-existence, like it's this stage of not being, like, and yeah, I come with this concept, and I was playing with After Effects. I wasn't like sure what will be the final product, but while I was doing it, came to this, and I didn't like share it a lot. Like I share it one time because I prefer to be my hiding work, if I can say, like since it is very personal.
Yeah.
But in the end, was Dave, the collector. He find it and was connected with the piece. It was very nice.
Yeah. I think it's really beautiful too. And this is this eye shape here, is that inspired by the nebula. Yeah, I can't remember the name of that nebula, but I knew exactly what it is. I think they call it like the Eye of God.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, that's really cool. So this was all After Effects and Photoshop painting?
Yeah, exactly.
Incredible.
It was very fun to make it because there's the colors, like the shapes of clowns. I never do much of it, and it was very nice to make it.
Yeah, it looks like it was fun. Sorry, I got like hypnotized by that piece that is like really cool to me.
The idea of it.
Yeah. I was thinking about the non-existence thing for a moment and getting existential. Actually, talking about that, do you meditate, and do you come up with concepts while you're doing that? Something about your work feels like very spiritual to me.
Yeah, I meditate. Yeah, and I don't know. I don't came with the ideas when I meditate yet, but I think about to make an experiment, like to spend like 10 days meditating and to work to make art in this period, like just meditate and see what comes with it, because I think it's really good to our creativity, like this moment that we took with ourselves. And yeah, I do like it.
Yeah, it's definitely something I would like to do more consistently, because I notice a difference when you if you give yourself even just 5 minutes with no music, no phone, and just breathing and focusing on your breath. It really helps a lot. We have so much stimulation and input, and notifications on the phone and the computer. It's
Yeah, it's more important for us that are in this like this space of crypto, because it's everything happens 24 hours a day. Like everything is happening all the time, and yeah, sometimes we just forget to stop and to breathe and to clean our heads. And it have been hard to me to meditate, of course. Isn't being easy, but yeah, it's good to try and to make this effort.
Yeah, and what's crazy is, you know, in the crypto space, it's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and if you don't take time for yourself and if you don't rest, you're not going to be able to process all of that information. Like if you stay up late and try to get all the news and make decisions, and like, you're not going to do so well if you are sleep deprived, or if you don't practice self-care and take a moment to like walk in the woods, or, you know, even just sit on your porch or go for a walk, get some fresh air. I'm giving myself this advice too, because last couple of weeks have been very exciting for our space.
Yeah.
So yeah, actually,
we need to remind ourselves all time. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, speaking of all the excitement that's come to the FT space in the last couple of weeks, how do you feel about more established artists and creators coming into the NFT space?
Well, I think it can be hard for the small artists, because the attention is going to be like shifted to them. But yeah, I think that's the both sides of it, like to be to have more collectors come to the space too. And I don't know, I think it's hard to predict what's going to happen, and why, what is going to lead. And yeah, I don't know. It's hard to know.
Yeah, it's hard to know what's going to happen, but I feel the same way. I think you know, it's a good thing that some bigger names are coming to the space, because I think it does bring some more attention to the lesser known artists, because you know, people who don't have a lot of money are not necessarily even able to bid on the pieces from these well-known artists. But they might want to get into collecting NFTs and crypto art. So, you know, it gives them they can go on OpenSea and see who they can actually afford, and they will be able to see that there's other artists out there who are yet to be discovered, and, you know, maybe they'll make it to that level of a known artist. But yeah, right now it's hard to say.
Yeah, we hope so.
Yeah, I just feel like, I mean, just from seeing how artists treat each other in this space, it feels like it's very supportive. You know, it's very different than the traditional art world, where, you know, if there's another artist, like, for example, there's two pixel artists, you know, they might think that see each other as competition, but, you know, I see on Twitter all the time other pixel artists sharing the work of other pixel artists, and, you know, they're not afraid that somebody else is doing something similar to what they do.
Yeah, it makes us happy to see other artists succeed. Like, yeah, it's like our own victory, because we are on the same like boat.
Yeah, exactly. And also just that, just due to how this technology works, that there really is room for everybody to find their own way and do what they love to do through minting their work. And there's different levels to the success. Yeah. We just that's cool. I just noticed that you did a piece on art blocks.
Oh no, I win it.
Oh, you won this?
Yeah, I won. Yeah, I won.
Sweet. How did you win that piece?
It was, I think, it was the launch party of 100 Street on Decentraland, and it was having a hunter hunt treasure. I don't know how to say it.
Yeah, treasure hunt.
yeah, and yeah, I win it. I won it.
Oh, that's so cool.
It was cool.
Oh yeah, I wanted to ask you about your photography as well. Have you thought about minting any of your photography work?
Oh, I thought about, but I still didn't have make the step to it. But who knows? There is this platform Ephemera that is focused on photography, so it may be nice.
Yeah, I feel like right now photography is a little underrepresented in the NFT space, but I think it's about to have its time, because I've heard of Ephemera, and yeah, there's a lot of really amazing photographers out there too, and
I think
it's art. It's art.
Yeah, it's
realize
still beginning. Like we are so early that even music, we don't have a specific platform for music. It's so crazy, but it will happen.
Mm-hmm. Yes, very soon.
Very soon.
And there'll be options very soon too. There's definitely a demand for it. And where did you take these photographs?
Oh, traveling. I love to travel, and every time I travel, I take my camera and I just take pictures of everything that caught my attention.
Yeah, these are really. Oh yeah, this one I love. He looks like he's smiling here.
Yeah, totally.
It's like yay.
It's like that movie. What? Insect? No, insect. The movie Bugs. I don't know.
A Bug's Life.
A Bug's Life. Yeah.
I love that movie. So cute.
Yeah.
So I can't believe it's already 1:40. Well, 12:40 if you're Eastern time. But we have some questions from our chat, and someone was asking you, which animal would you love to represent with your art that you haven't done yet?
Oh, so many. Let me think. I think some have to, like with the skin colored in bright skin, like some lizard, I guess.
Yeah, lizards are cool. And we have another question. If you were to step out of making nature-inspired art, what would you like to experiment with?
I think psychological subject, I guess, like feelings and things like that, probably.
That's a good answer. Yeah, that can go anywhere too.
It's nature.
Yeah, it is nature too. But it's human nature.
Human nature.
Another question we have is, how do you see the relationship between human beings and the growth of virtual realities in relation to nature?
Oh,
It's a good question.
Yeah, it's kind of a fear I have. I made a series about it, Natura Virtua, that I'm going to show it. And I don't know, like, I think we are shifting our attention to those virtual worlds that we can full control, like we can create our own reality on digital, and kind of forgetting about what is happening with nature. Like, I don't know, it kind of, like I say, a fear that I have that digital, like, going to be more in focus than the natural world. But at the same time, the more I connect with people that are acting to protect nature, the more optimistic I went. Like, I don't know. I think if we work, we can make this happen. Like, to will protect nature. And yeah, but it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah. I share the same fear that you do. That as we have more digital connection, that we might lose our connection to nature, or with all of our technological advancements, we might be destroying nature. But I agree with you. I'm meeting more people who are doing work to, help the planet, and we're trying to find more sustainable ways of living. So I have hope too.
Yeah.
Sorry, we have a lot of questions.
If you can show the artwork that I sent to you.
That's the ready. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's about it.
Here.
There's no sound. There's no sound. No.
Oh, hold on. I'll restart that and add sound. I have my desktop sound off just so people don't hear. Hold on.
Oh yeah. No problem.
Okay, we'll start it over. I love that. I noticed that it says "Hack for Nature."
Yeah. Yeah, it's inspired by our organization that I don't know much about it, but it's like they meet to find solutions to help nature through technology.
Yeah, and is this something that you plan on minting?
Yeah, it's I can't see on my screen, but it's a series of 3 artworks that I'm going to mint, but I'm not sure where yet.
You know what? I don't think people were seeing it because it opened in a new window. My bad.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Please excuse. We're using a new streaming software, and I'm getting used to it. So thanks for bearing with me. Here we go.
It was so fun to make it, like the most fun work that I did, like this series, because I experiment with 3D. I made like the 3D scenario on After Effects, and the graffiti is on the wall, and it was a lot of fun to make it. And I even made the sound of it. It was like, I don't used to make sound, but I tried to make something good.
Well, that's really cool. So you did the sound design and all the visuals.
Yes.
And that was your first music creation too?
Not exactly. I made like I think 3 years ago, but it was very little, like very I guess like 10 seconds too. Was nothing much long. So, but yeah, I like to be independent of like to create everything, and
Yeah.
it's fun because it's another universe, like the music, the sounds. It's very fun.
Yeah, I think that's like the point of life, is to just experiment and play with everything that you possibly can.
Yeah,
And music is one of the most fun. I think that's one of the most fun things to play with, in addition to art. This is really cool. So, can you tell us when you'll be minting it, and is it also going to be minted on known origin?
yeah. I don't know because this issue about impact of NFT. I was thinking to maybe to mint on a proof of stake platform, but I'm not sure. Maybe will happen, maybe not. But probably next month I'm going to mint it, the full series.
Nice. Well, keep us posted when you do.
Yes.
This is really cool. I love this dandelion 3D thing too. It's really awesome. Hold on, let me get to our other questions. And thank you everybody for your really thoughtful questions. We have a question. Can you imagine NFTs in the format like Shutterstock, where people can buy rights to use your NFT for publications?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like it's just a yes answer that should be real already. Yeah, I hope that's happening this year, and not just for photography, but for anything.
Yeah, very soon it's going to happen. I'm no doubt of it.
Yeah. How did your passion for nature start?
Oh, a few years ago, like it wasn't so long. Like I didn't grow up in nature or something. Um, it's a nice question because I was thinking about it like those months. Um, I think like as a teenager, I always felt like disconnected, like not belong anywhere. And when I start to look to nature, I I I start to understand like the whole picture, like the whole function of things and how actually I'm pretty belong of it. Like I in how we are truly connected to everything, and everything then happens like small and large events affect us and make to be here now. And yeah, nature is our home, like it's everything, like biodiversity is so beautiful, so incredible. Like people are going to Mars, and I saw that desert, and I was like, oh my god, Earth is so amazing. Because there is so much life and so different things.
Right.
And I don't know, I think it's very beautiful, and I don't know if something like natural to us to see nature like as beautiful, like it's something in our DNA. I don't know, but it's true. I find it beautiful.
Yeah, I agree. That the interconnection between and yeah, the biodiversity and the interconnection between everything, between us and it's very beautiful and overwhelming to think about. And I don't know why we're trying to go to Mars when we have a beautiful planet here that we could just treat a little bit better, and we won't have to retreat to a desert planet if we just do the right thing.
Exactly.
So we have another question from the chat. Do you have plans to travel somewhere specific to inspire more of your work with art and photography?
Right now, I want to go to Amazon rainforest. Like so, I want so bad to go there. And yeah, I my plans to travel never stop. So uh, they are always inspiring me. I think it's the most inspiring thing in my art is to travel.
Yeah, I agree. Just seeing all the different types of beauty, all the different natural beauty all around the world. It's really inspiring.
Yeah,
Yeah. Um, and yeah, the Amazon's incredible too. Just that one space alone is a whole universe of itself, you know?
um,
Yeah.
so many things happen there.
Yeah. Um, so what project or piece has been the biggest learning experience for you? Like what did you learn from it as an artist and as a person?
Hmm. Um, I don't know. I don't think I have one. Like I'm always every time I do something new is so there's so many things that bring to me like because um, I do like to research and to study and uh, like to make the pieces and I don't know. I think this one, the Natura Virtua, was like in a sense of in the technical side. I learned a lot. Like was very challenge and it also make me to think like what what I want to make with my art like because this one is very pessimist like it's a world where natural world is just seen by projection and
Right.
things like that and then I will start to think like I don't know if it's this image that I want to pass. Like I think it's important to realize what is the worst scenario, but I I don't know. Maybe I prefer to share hope, you know.
That's absolutely the best way to go about it. You can yes, we need to see what our issues are and what our problems are so that we can improve ourselves and our lives and our environment. But it definitely helps, even in just thinking of the law of attraction and like meditating and manifesting. That whole idea is if you visualize what you want, um, you can create it. It's easier to create what you want, and if you keep imagining what you don't want or thinking about what you don't want, you're gonna keep seeing it,
Yeah,
um, yeah, and reinforcing it. So yeah, I think I think it's good to have both. We have
yeah.
to show light in the dark.
To be
Um,
realistic, like to
exactly.
see what is really happening. Like Amazon is really burning. We can't like
Yeah,
deny this.
yeah. It's scary, but it's true. And at the same time, I don't know, that's what life is just this big paradox of like, you know, beautiful things and really ugly things coexisting at the
Yeah,
same time. Yeah.
we have
Um,
to learn to live like that because it's that.
yeah, yeah. Um, so you have another, I can't believe it's almost an hour already. Um, so you have another question. There's two more. I have an older question that I missed. I'm sorry. They were saying that they're new to making NFTs and they want to know which platform do you use, would you recommend for someone who's new to minting NFTs?
Oh, I think wearable it's nice. Like wearable and OpenSea, it's good platforms that we can start. And OpenSea now has the free minting, so if you pay the first tax, then it's free. So it's very nice for someone is like beginning in the space. But yeah, it's always doing research, I guess, for the next steps.
Yeah. I think I agree. Rarible and OpenSea are good for just starting out. And OpenSea also has the same. If you mint one, it's one-time fee, and then it's free after that.
Yeah.
So we have another question from the chat. They're asking, do you think the pandemic affected your work positively with crypto art?
Yeah, because I think if it wasn't by that, I really wouldn't be so focused on digital. Like I wouldn't be like so uh, on in their internet, like online. So yeah, it helps me to, well, helps. It's a strong word, but it leads more easily to this path. Of course, I think for the whole NFT space, actually, because everyone is the same is in the same moment. So uh, to be online is like the alternative that we have. But
Yeah.
about my art, it gives me time, I guess, to make more art too. So yeah, it was okay.
Yeah, and sort of related to that question, I remember you mentioned that you're going to school for film and cinema. So are you going to be doing anything with minting NFTs to that end? Are you able to have time to focus on that on top of everything else you're doing?
Yeah, maybe I'm in the final stage. I just need to write my thesis, but I'm working a short movie, and maybe it's going to be an NFT, but I don't know. It's just plans far away.
And what is your thesis about?
It's about traveling, and now it's about traveling in the physical world and the digital world. I'm going to make those two things like match, like first to show like the physical world and then the metaverse. It's going to be very cool, I guess.
Yeah, that does sound really cool, and I can't wait to see what you do with it. I think that's I love the idea that you're including physical travel and digital travel, like in the metaverse and virtual travel. um, it definitely feels like in this space, thank God it's here, because for those of us who haven't been able to physically travel, it's definitely created new worlds for a lot of us. I think for me it has.
Yeah.
So I'm really grateful for it, and I'm excited to see how you visualize that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when I'm curious with your in your films, is it like animation or is it live action or a combination?
Uh, Live action. I don't think. I don't know. Maybe, but I don't think I am going to include animation. It's more live action. I have many footage of traveling, so I need to do something with this.
Yeah, and I mean, what's cool about traveling is being able to share that experience with other people in some way, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's we're at the hour mark already. I don't know how that happened so fast, but it was really a pleasure getting to know you. And do you have any new drops or events happening that you want to let us know about?
No dates. Like I'm going to meet Rebirth soon, like very soon, maybe this week. And yeah, it's going to be my next drop.
That's awesome. So that should be, yeah, this week. It's the 1st of March already, tomorrow. So keep your ears to the ground for this drop. I think that piece is incredible. And your work is really beautiful. And I thank you for sharing your wisdom and about your process. Yeah, it's been really great.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and thank you everybody for your thoughtful questions. This was really cool.
Great questions, yes.
Yeah, and definitely come back to our community and keep us posted on what you're doing. And
yeah, always here in the community.
Great. Thanks everybody. Have a magical day. And don't forget to go to our YouTube channel if you've missed any of our past broadcasts or interviews. You can always go there and see what you missed. And see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.